Hey guys, welcome back to my today's session is the English vocabulary session. This session is very important for you guys because if you want to improve your English, for that you have to what you have to do. You have to do firstly improve your vocabularies, okay, so that you can use proper vocabularies at the proper time and use that vocabularies to make the proper sentences and convey your message to the other person to use correct vocabularies, okay. So that guys, vocabulary is very important for you. Firstly, if you want to improve your English, so firstly you have to gather lots of vocabularies, so after that you can speak English properly and you can speak fluently, okay. So for that you have to gather lots of vocabularies firstly. So that's why I'm telling you this session is very important for you. Uh, this session is very important for you. Watch this video till the end without a skip, okay, and use this vocabulary in whatever vocabularies I will tell you, I will teach you in this session. Use this vocabulary in your daily life conversation and use this each and every day so that you can remember it for a long time, okay guys. So, and don't forget like, share and subscribe, okay, because whenever I upload new video you can get the notification of my video. So guys, let's get started. Today's session is the vocabulary session. As you can see that on your screen, that first vocabulary is here, that मूंगफली. In English, मूंगफली को English में groundnut. English you can say that मूंगफली को groundnut. Guys, listen pronunciation very carefully because pronunciation is also very important for you if you want to improve your English. Firstly vocabulary and after that pronunciation, both are very important, okay. If you will not do correct pronunciation, then how other person can understand your message and how you can convey your message to the other person. That's why guys, pronunciation is also important, okay. So मूंगफली in English you can say that groundnut. And next vocabulary is mar. In English you can say that cruel. Mar in English, cruel. And next is that jaw. Jaw in English you can say that barley. Jaw in English, barley. And next is that pav roti. In English you can say that loaf. Pav roti in English you can say that loaf. And next is that masoor. In English you can say that lentil. Masoor in English, lentil. And next is that sabudana. In English you can say that sago. Sabudana in English, sago. And next is that kumudni in English, lily. Kumudni in English you can say that lily. And next is that mooli in English, radish. Mooli in English you can say that radish. And next is that akhrot. In English, chase fruit. Akhrot in English you can say that chase fruit. And next is that bear. In English you can say that plum. Bear in English, plum. And next is that cow. In English, wound. Cow in English you can say that wound. And next is that dubna. In English, sink. Dubna in English you can say that sink. And next is that achuk. In English, infallible. Achuk in English you can say that infallible. And next is that Nariwadi. In English, feminist. Nariwadi in English you can say that feminist. And next is that Bhagdar. In English you can say that stampede. Bhagdar in English you can say that stampede. And next is that Buck Buck. In English you can say that yapping. Buck Buck in English you can say that yapping. And next is that Samajdar. In English you can say that sensible. Samajdar in English you can say that sensible. And next is that Arajakta. In English you can say that anarchy. Arajakta in English you can say that anarchy. Listen pronunciation very carefully. A-N-A-R-C-H-Y anarchy. Okay. And next is that Diwalia. In English you can say that insolvent. Okay. Diwalia in English insolvent. And next is that Avara in English vagabond. Avara in English vagabond. And next is that Samajdar. In English you can say that sensible. Samajdar in English sensible. And next is that Lachila in English flexible. Lachila in English you can say that flexible. Next is that न्याय करना in English justify. न्याय करना in English justify. And next is that जुनून in English obsession. किसी चीज़ का जुनून हो जाता है ना, तो जुनून को इंग्लिश में obsession कहते हैं, obsession. And next is that मूंगफली in English you can say that groundnut. And next is that औसत in English average. औसत in English average. And next is that दौरान in English during. दौरान in English during. And next is that चटपटा in English you can say that spicy. चटपटा in English spicy. And next is that प्रभाव. प्रभाव in English impact. प्रभाव you can say that in English impact. Next is that अंदर in English you can say that inside. अंदर in English you can say that inside. Next is that सिर दर्द in English headache. Listen guys, pronunciation very carefully. सिर दर्द in English headache. And next is that दिलासा in English you can say that console. दिलासा in English console. And दवाई in English medicine. दवाई in English you can say that medicine. And next is that व्यापार in English business. व्यापार in English you can say that business. Next is that अजीब in English you can say that strange. अजीब in English strange. And next is that सुकून in English you can say that peace. सुकून in English peace. Next is that बीमार in English you can say that sick. Next is that उम्मीद in English you can say that hope. उम्मीद in English hope. And next is that बिताना in English spend. बिताना in English you can say that spend. And next is that एहसास in English realize. एहसास in English you can say that realize. And next is that पछताना in English you can say that regret. पछताना in English you can say that regret. And next is that गलती in English you can say that mistake. गलती in English mistake. And next is that हिम्मत in English you can say that courage. हिम्मत in English courage. Next is that एकता in English unity. एकता in English unity. Next is that ध्यान दे attention. Okay, ध्यान दे attention. Next is that जोर से in English you can say that loudly. जोर से in English loudly. And next is that बाद में in English later. बाद में in English later. Next is that मना करना in English you can say that deny. मना करना you can say that in English deny. And next is that पूरा करना in English fulfill. पूरा करना in English you can say that fulfill. And next is that नौकर in English servant. And next is that रटना in English cram. रटना in English cram. Okay. And next is that छोड़ना in English leave. छोड़ना in English leave. Next is that बदलना in English convert. Next is that बदलना in English convert. And next is that बोझ in English burden. बोझ in English you can say that burden. Next is that साहस in English you can say that courage. साहस courage. And next is that chunna. In English we can say that select. Chunna in English select. And next is that barbad karna. In English destroy. Barbad karna in English we can say that destroy. And next is that satyanas. In English damn it. Satyanas in English we can say that damn it. And next is that जिम्मेदार in English responsible. जिम्मेदार in English we can say that responsible. So guys, today's session is ends here. We'll meet very soon in next. I hope all vocabulary is guys very important for you. So please remember this vocabularies and watch this video till the end, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe and use these vocabularies in your daily life conversation. Okay guys, so we'll meet very soon next video. Till then, bye bye, take care. Thank you for watching.